Everyone thinks Karen Smith was the dumb one, the clueless blonde, the girl who didn't understand what was happening half the time, the one everyone laughed at. But here's the weird thing. If you actually look at the dynamic of the mean girls, Karen might have been the only one who wasn't constantly stressed. Because while Regina was obsessed with control and Gretchen was obsessed with approval, Karen Smith had something neither of them had. She didn't overthink anything. And weirdly enough, that mindset gave her a kind of freedom the others never had. But to understand why Karen's mindset is so different, you have to look at the other two first. Because every high school social group usually revolves around power. Someone leads, someone follows, and someone is constantly trying not to lose their place. In the plastics, that leader was Regina George. Regina controlled everything. Who was popular, who was ignored, who was in the group and who wasn't. Being Regina meant always staying on top, always calculating, always making sure no one else had more power than you. And that kind of control might look confident from the outside, but it also means you're constantly thinking, constantly planning, constantly watching everyone around you. Gretchen, on the other hand, had a completely different mindset. She didn't want to control the group, she just wanted to stay in it, which meant her entire world revolved around Regina's opinion. If Regina was happy with her, everything felt fine. If Regina got annoyed with her, suddenly it was a crisis. So Gretchen spent most of her time analyzing every interaction, every comment, every reaction, every small shift in the group dynamic. But Karen wasn't playing either of those games, and that's where things get interesting. Because Karen's mindset wasn't about power, and it wasn't about approval either. Karen just existed in the moment. While Regina was constantly planning the next move, Karen was just enjoying the conversation. While Gretchen was worrying about whether she said the wrong thing, Karen had probably already forgotten about it. And because of that, she never carried the same emotional pressure the others did. But here's the part people usually miss. Karen's mindset might look like ignorance, but it actually protected her. Because overthinking is one of the fastest ways to make life stressful. When you analyze everything people say, you start imagining problems that might not even exist. A simple comment suddenly feels like an insult. A small mistake feels humiliating, and a random mood change feels personal. Regina and Gretchen both lived inside that kind of mental pressure. Regina had to protect her power. Gretchen had to protect her position. But Karen didn't feel responsible for any of that. She wasn't trying to control people. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was just part of the group. And because of that, the social hierarchy didn't weigh on her the same way. If Regina got mad, Gretchen panicked. If Regina lost control, it was a disaster. But Karen usually just moved on. She didn't replay conversations in her head. She didn't analyze every tiny detail of what people meant. She lived in the moment. And in a story filled with competition, manipulation, and constant social strategy, Karen almost feels like she exists outside of it. She isn't trying to win the social game. She's just living inside it. And weirdly enough, that might be why she seems the most relaxed out of everyone. Because when you stop overthinking every interaction, life becomes a lot lighter. Now obviously Karen's mindset isn't perfect. Being unaware of everything happening around you isn't always a good thing. But compared to the constant stress, Regina and Gretchen were living with, Karen had something they didn't. Peace. Regina had power. Gretchen had loyalty. But Karen had something completely different. Freedom from overthinking. And sometimes, that might be the most peaceful mindset of all. Because while everyone else in the group was busy trying to control the game, Karen Smith was just enjoying being there. Regina controlled everyone. Gretchen needed everyone. But Karen just lived, and somehow that might have been the smartest mindset of all.